So I don't normally do late night uploads, you know what I'm saying? But obviously, man's come in had a little drink, a little sip, a little ray. You get me? So man's just got in. Well, let me just do a little upload about Arteta and what's going on, really. Because even though I'm still jogging and all that early mornings, but you know what? I just saw a little link today about Nico Jackson from Chelsea. So obviously we've had a madness about Madueke, and now we're getting linked to Nico Jackson. So this is my thoughts on all of this stuff that's going on, yeah. So instead of me going mad about signings and I want this signing and I want that signing and this is what Arteta should do and stuff like that, I'm seeing it as this, yeah. I think Arteta is putting his Arsenal career on the line. This is what I've decided. Like, as long as he understands that his Arsenal career is on the line, I'm all for him risking it. As long as he understands that his Arsenal career is on the line, his all the stuff that he's built up, all the stuff that he's done is all on the line with all of these signings that he's doing this summer. Because it's clear to us, to the whole Arsenal fan base, that we need a superstar striker and we need a left winger. Now, if you start signing players like Madueke and players like Nico Jackson, that the rest of the fan base feel like didn't make it at Chelsea, both players, yeah, I feel like those type of signings at this point in time means that your career should be on the line. That's how I see it. Arsenal career should be, your managerial Arsenal career should be on the line. That's how I'm seeing it, because everybody, it's like you're painting a piece of art, and when Van Gogh or Picasso paints a piece of art, they're not waiting for everyone to give them the validation. Do you know what I'm saying? But when you paint your piece of art, once it's been produced, everybody recognizes it over time. With Arteta right now, I feel like nobody can see the art that you're painting. So to be great, you have to prove everybody wrong. That's how I see it. You have to prove the whole Arsenal fan base wrong. Like, that's where you're at now. If you don't prove them wrong, your career is on the line. You've either got to go, or you either get sacked or you've got to stand down. That's the stage I think that he's at, because you're putting the Arsenal fan base right now in the position where it's split. And when I say split, I don't mean split between the fan base. I mean split between what you're doing and what the fan base think. So the only way that you get out of that is by proving yourself right. There's no way you can get out of this apart from being correct. And then you saying, this is the reason why I'm the manager, and everyone going, oh, you know what? He was right. Then we can have faith in you. But the fact of the matter is, if we're in that position where the whole Arsenal fan base are thinking that you're wrong, and then the Arsenal fan base end up being correct, you have to go. Because there's no way the whole Arsenal fan base should be like, we don't want Madueke and we don't want Jackson, and then we don't want Havertz, we don't want Marino, we don't want these players, and then you keep not winning the league, and then the Arsenal fan base is right. How does that make sense? The Arsenal fan base are not coaches. The Arsenal fan base are not managers. They're not sporting directors. They're not owners of football clubs. So they shouldn't be correct. The people that should be correct are the people that are in the job. So as far as I'm concerned, the manager is supposed to prove the Arsenal fan base wrong. So when you're signing players, we're meant to be like, oh, I don't like that guy, man. That's the wrong signing. And then you get it right. And then we're like, you know what? Fair enough. He's the man. That's why he's the manager. That's what it's meant to be. It's not meant to be, we don't want Madueke, for example, because I'm not going to start doing this whole we don't want Madueke thing, or we don't want Nico Jackson. And then when they come, and then they don't perform, and then you'd be like, this is the reason why we didn't want them. That's not how it's meant to be. We're not getting paid 15 million a year. You are. So as far as I'm concerned, I think you right now, with the signings and the rumors that we're going with, you have put your whole Arsenal career on the line. And there should never be a situation where we're in a position where we're signing petitions, where the whole fan base online is just against signings. That should never happen. Fine, Arsenal fan base shouldn't be acting a certain way. I understand that, but we should be a collective and united in what we're trying to do. And Arteta, unfortunately, you're not uniting the fan base. This is the facts of it. You're not uniting the fan base. The fan base need to be united, and you're failing at your job currently. You've done a good job to get us to the top table. You've done a good job. No one can deny that. You've got us up there, and you've got us hoping again. But no one should be doubting you. That no one wants to be doubting their manager. Everyone wants the manager to be the rock of the club. But we're doubting the manager. We're doubting the signings that you're making. That shouldn't be the situation right now. The whole Arsenal fan base are signing petitions. So as much as I believe do you know what, we shouldn't be signing petitions, and that's wrong of the club and of the fan base to be doing that. It's the manager that is putting the fan base in this position because you're signing players that the fan base don't want. Now, if you get this wrong, there's you've got no leg to stand on. You've got no leg to stand on because people like me that support you to the end of the earth, I've got no leg to stand on because you're signing players that are failing at other clubs. That, okay, fine, it can work. Not to say it can't work. It might work. But unfortunately, the stage that we're at now, it has to work. So you're putting the pressure that you put on yourself is enormous. That's how I see it. I see it as you've risked it. I'll give you credit for that. You've risked it all. I'll give you credit for that. You've risked it all, but you've risked your whole Arsenal career. Because if you had signed Kudos or you had signed Semenyo and players like that, I don't think you would have risked your whole Arsenal career by signing players like Kudos, because the Arsenal fan base think that makes sense. But unfortunately, you're signing players that the fan base don't think make sense. So to me, you've risked your whole Arsenal career on this summer window. I'll be honest, I'll be real. I don't really know. Like, these signings have to come good. Like, when I say the signings have to come good, Norgard, Madueke, if you sign Nico Jackson, these signings have to come good, bro. They have to come good. They have to get there, because unfortunately, you're signing players that haven't made it at other top clubs, and we're at a stage now. Arsenal are at a stage now where we're like, we need just that little bit more to get to the top. That little bit more. It's not the bottom level that we need to like, we need just that little bit more. And unfortunately, you haven't signed one of them yet. In fact, actually, I'm lying. You signed Zubimendi. That's one that you signed. But apart from Zubimendi, we feel like all we need is a striker and a left winger. You haven't signed a striker that we need just yet, and you haven't signed a left winger that we need just yet. And they were two signings that you needed to do. Madueke is not the signing that we are gonna feel like, yeah, that's gonna take us to the title. We may be wrong. We may be wrong. But if we are wrong, then we will just say we're wrong at the end of the season. But if we are right, unfortunately, your Arsenal career is on the line. Nico Jackson is not the signing that we feel is going to take us over the line. Again, we may be wrong. But if we are right, your Arsenal career is on the line, because you're signing players that the whole fan base, we're not experts. So you're the expert, so you should get it right. So as far as I'm concerned, Arteta's risked his whole career for these signings, his whole Arsenal career, should I say, for these signings. And they're not all terrible signings. They're not bad. They're not world-class signings, but they're not bad signings. But the timing of it is the wrong timing. And he's risked his whole Arsenal career on it. And it's brave. He's brave. He's a brave guy. Like, he's a brave guy, and he's got to get it right. He's got to get it right, and he's got no room for error. He's got no margin for error. He's got none of it. So you better paint your picture, and paint that picture as soon as you can, bro, because the Arsenal fan base are unforgiving right now, and you've decided to not sign. Up to now, we still don't have a striker that we need. Up to now, we still don't have a left winger that we need, and they're the only two signings that we needed. So we're gonna see how it plays out, how the season plays out. But your career's on the line, my bro. Your Arsenal career's on the line. Let's see if you can make it happen.